Hi guys, how are you today? Okay, what I'm going to do here on this video, it's going to be very short. I'm just going to go through the inputs or the settings for the bank trader robot, so that if you want to adjust them or you want to make changes, you know what changes you're making and why you're making those changes for yourself. Okay, so by default, it will come without a password. So if you submit it without a password, it should tell you that this is not correct. Okay, you need to enter the correct password. If you don't have it, then you need to get the password from admin. Okay, so once you've entered your password and it's correct, then you will see it says notifications. You can either leave this true or false. Just notification that alert you when there's something you need to know that's happening with the robot. There's nothing much about it. More or less when the trade is active, just the basics as the previous one. Okay. Broker time, depending on your time zone, you will set accordingly. This always has to make sure this scan end time is always in line with London open. If for you London opens at 9, you should be 9. If it opens at 8, you make it 8. For me, I use 7 because only 7. When London opens at 7, for me the time is 9. But because the broker that I'm using, most of the brokers anyway, by the time London open, the time is 7 with MT4. Even though my time will be 9, but with MT4 it will be 7. So there's 2-hour difference. So your end time should always be in line with London open. But if you want to use a different time, you can. If, for instance, you say you only want to trade the New York session, you don't want to trade the London session, then the scan and time will be London close. So if London closes at 5, you will make this 5. If London closes at 4 for you or at 3, then you make it 3. But it's recommended you use London open so that you can trade the London session with the New York session. Okay, but if you only want to trade one session, maybe just the New York, then you just put the end time to the London close time, the London closing time. But if you want to trade both London and New York, you put it on London open. Okay. Lot size by default is 0.1. Lot size 2 by default is 0.2. So the robot will place 2 orders, 2 pending orders, when there is a signal or when there's a trade. Sorry guys, I just woke up now. When there is a trade, it will place 2 orders, 2 pending orders. So the first pending order has a take profit. Take profit for the first pending orders is the previous day's high. If you are buying, it will be the previous day's low if you are selling. Okay. Lot size 2 will be the second pending order. Second pending order does not have take profit. It trail stops until the trailing stop is hit, which means for this one, if the trade is moving in your favor or the trend is strong in your favor, the robot will just keep following the trend with the trailing stop until the trailing stop is hit. So there's no take profit for the second trade or the second pending order. Okay. Daily profit target. This is basically what you want to make a day. Let's say, for instance, if the second trade is still running, the first trade has already took profits. Let's say the first trade took profits at $25. for example. Second trade now is running at about 60 USD. So in total, you only have 60 USD running. It doesn't count the trade that is already closed. Okay. But if you have this trade running at 60 USD and you have another pair that is also running a trade, and that pair is running at 40 plus USD, so the total of the trades that are currently open will be 100 USD. So then this will apply as you have reached a daily target. Then the trades will be closed. Okay, so that's your target that you want for the day of the running trades. So it doesn't take trades that are already closed. It only calculate what is currently running that is active now. Okay. Take profit. You can make this as you wish. I just prefer to put it at 200 because I don't want to put take profits that are too close. But you want to put it at a closer level, you can. Now, as I mentioned, take profit, trade lot size 1, take profit is previous day's high. Lot size 2, there's no take profit. Now, take profit applies when the robot uses a limit order. Okay, so with these ones, normally the robot will put a stop order. It will be a buy stop or a sell stop. Now the take profit only applies if the robot puts a buy limit order or a sell limit order. Then it will use the take profit which you have inserted here. But if it's a buy stop or a sell stop, it will not use this take profit. It will only be applying the previous day's high or low for your take profit and leave the second pending order open to keep running. But if it uses a buy limit or a sell limit, then it will apply the take profit. Okay. Stop loss allowance. Stop loss allowance will be for take profit. I mean for lot size 1 and lot size 2. Okay. So if it uses it place a buy stop or a sell stop, it will apply the sell stop allowance to put your stop loss basically. Okay. So what happens is this: if London opened and then it picked up, there is now a possible trade in this location. Then what will happen is this. Sorry. What will happen is this: the robot will use the recent high since the market opened. Okay, which means that will be the high for the Asia session. It will use that high and start calculating from that high your stop loss, which is the stop loss allowance. So if you say you leave it at default at 18 or you decide to make it 20, so it will start counting pips from the high of the previous session, which will be the Asia session. It will calculate from that high and calculate 20 pips from there. It does not calculate 20 pips from where the price is at the moment. But if the trade is placed, let's say Asia closed, London open, the market goes up higher than where Asia's high is, it goes higher. And if the robot decides, okay, or picks up there's a trade here or there's a signal here, it will then use that signal. And when it places a stop loss, it will not use Asia's high. It will use the London current's high. If the high for London is higher than the high for Asia session, then the robot will use the London's high to start calculating your stop loss. Hopefully that makes sense. But if it doesn't, you can always ask the question. Number of orders can apply as you wish. Numbers of orders apply to the buy limit and the sell limit. Okay. Trading stop, so set it true by default. You can change it if you wish. Default is on 30. If you are someone who refers to themselves as a scalper, 30 might be high for you, so you can reduce this to like something like 10 or 5 if you if you look at yourself as a scalper, or if you want the robot to do some type of scalping or trading, you can reduce the trailing stop to like 10 or 15 or something like that, including the trailing step. So what this will do, when the trade is moving in your favor, once the trade reaches 30 pips, then the robot will start moving your trade to break even. Then for every other pip after that, it will follow within a distance of 30 pips from where the current price is. So the distance between where the price is at the moment and where your stop loss or where your trailing stop will be 30 pips. So if you find that to be a bit large or too big for your trading style or for your preference, and reduce it and make it 10, then what will happen now will be, once the trade is in your favor by 10 pips, then the robot will move your stop loss to break even. And for every other pip after that, it will follow the price with a distance of 10 pips. So that you can do if you want to trade as a scalper, you want the robot to trade as a scalper, you can do that. But the disadvantages of that, you will be stopped out prematurely a lot of times, because the market has a tendency of moving in one direction and then come back to do some type of retest. Mostly it's not really a retest, it's more like taking out the trailing stop that are on break even, because it's more like a common thing on any YouTube video you can see or any book you can see, that people will always be like, once your trade is moving in your favor, move your trailing stop to break even. So the market is very familiar with it. So it will move in your favor and then come back to take out any stop loss on break even and continue in that direction. So with a very tight trailing stop, you'll be caught up in those moves a lot. So you'll be taken out with break even and then the market will move without you. So it's not recommended to do like 10, 5 and stuff. But if that's your style, you can change it to 10 or 5 or 15. But by default, it's on 30. So it means it will only move the stop loss once the market has moved 30 points in your favor. I mean, 30 pips in your favor. Then trail stops from there. Okay. So trailing step will is basically just as what I just mentioned now. So trailing start is where you want the market to start trailing stops. Trailing steps is the distance it will keep as the market continues in your favor. So if you want to make this 10, you can make this 10. So what will happen if this is 10 and this is 30? When the market moves in your favor 10 pips, then the robot will move your stop loss to 30 pips from where the market is and where it will place your stop. So your trailing stop will start moving, but will not move to break even, because the price, the pips between where the price is and where your entry is only 10 pips. So it can't move to break even because that's not enough for 30 pips. So that will happen if this is 10 and this is 30. But if it's the same, if you put it as the same, if you say 10, 10, then when you see 10 points in your favor, then it will move to break even. But if trading step is higher than trading starts, then it will only secure those, it will only move the stop loss to the distance of 30 pips or whatever amount you put in between. Okay, then we'll start trailing as it keeps going in your favor. Stop loss is 18 pips by default. This applies of the buy limits and the sell limit. So stop loss allowance is for the buy pending order, the buy stop and the sell stop. Stop loss is for the buy limit and the sell limit. Okay. So now, if you want to trade indices or you want to trade USD or gold or Bitcoin or any other indices like Nasdaq, like Nasdaq or US30, then you will have to change some of these settings. So if you prefer to use different lot size for indices, you can change it to that. Like for instance, for some brokers don't have 001 for indices, so it'll have to be 0.10. So you'll change that to 0.10 according to how your brokers offers indices. Okay, so you can change it to 0.10 and 0.10. Okay, then that's how it will trade your indices. So if you leave it on 0.1, 0.01, but your broker offers 0.10, then the robot will not open that trade. It will give you an error because the volume is not the same as with your broker, so it will be an invalid volume. So then you will need to change this to 10 and also that to 10 to meet what your broker offers. If your broker starts from 0.20, you put it at 0.20. So you just go with what your broker offers. So most brokers offer 0.10. Others, they start from a full lot. So just use what your broker is offering. So most brokers will offer 0.1, like most used brokers anyway. Then you change it to 0.1. Take profit can use 15,000 for indices, mostly for Nasdaq. You will find for some like US 30, 15,000 is a bit far. So you can adjust. Sorry. So you can adjust this according to your preference. So if you prefer your take profit to be closer, you can just make it like 10,000 or 5,000 or 7,000. You can make it whichever way you want. But for me, because I want to trade, I want to catch the longer moves. So I prefer to put my take profit at a distance because I know I have the trailing stop function. So I'll trade stops. So if it doesn't get to my take profit, I know I'll come up with something because the trailing stop will be following the price. Okay, so but if you prefer to just take small profits as you go, you can change that and make it any amount below 15,000. Okay. Same with gold and ZAR, you can make it 10,000 or less. This is up to you. So these are just minimum recommendations or recommendation that have worked for me. So if you prefer to use lower take profits, you can. If you want to use higher take profits, you can. So this depends on your appetite or what you aim to take out from market. Yeah. Same thing with your stop loss allowance. You will change it if you are using indices or you are trading gold or USD ZAR. So by gold and USD ZAR, if you decide you want to trade USD, sorry, if you decide to trade USD Mexico, you can use the same as USD ZAR on gold. So this will mean any other commodities you can apply the same as for gold. But because I only trade gold, I don't trade other commodities, so I just put for gold. But you can if you want to trade other commodities or anything like that. But for me, I just trade gold. I don't trade the other stuff. So you will change your stop loss allowance accordingly. Take profit, as I mentioned, this applies for buy limits and sell limits. Stop loss, you also apply what is here, or you can use those which are lower or higher depending on what you want the robot to do for you. When it trade stops very quickly, you can make these pips lower. You want it to swing, I will use that word. If you want it to swing trade, you can make the trading stop a bit larger so that it doesn't follow the market too closely. It gives space and allow the trade to breathe. So you can make those higher or use what is here or make them lower. This is up to you, your preference. Same with the stop loss, you can change it as you wish. You can use these settings that are provided here, or you can make them higher or lower for yourself. Okay, just notice also here. Okay, this here for indices, this should be 1,500. So this should be 1,500. So this is what you should be using there and not 15,000. So it should be 1,500 here. Should try to fix that at some point. So that's supposed to be like that. So to 15,000. So if you can, 1,500. So you can use that for your stop loss or make it higher. So if you find a stop loss too close for you or your broker or the spread for your broker, you can always change it. That's also one thing with currencies. Most of the mini accounts, you'll find brokers that will offer you mini accounts and stuff. Most of those mini accounts, they have a very large spread. So you might want to change your stop loss for those and make it a bit higher or something. Because you might get stopped out by the spread very often, especially when it gets manipulated and stuff. Get stopped out by the spread, but the actual price never reached where your stop loss is. Just the spread just was manipulated or something, then it took you out. So For those mini accounts with larger spreads, it's best you just adjust your stop loss and make it a bit higher. But if you are using a standard account or any other like premium accounts and stuff, you can just use the defaults or make them lower. That's up to you. But these are the defaults that are provided for you. Mostly for my accounts, I use standard accounts. So these will be the defaults I use for standard accounts. Unless I decide to change lot size, depending on account balance and so on. But the default settings are basic for account of 100 US dollars or less. You can use this default. But if you are using an account of $100 or more, then you can change your lot size and make it higher and stuff. That's up to you basically. But the default are for 100 US dollars account or less. Yeah, that's basically all that I just wanted to bring across. So if you want to ask any questions, you can do so. Available to answer. Yeah, sorry for like a little bit still waking up, and I only slept now around about 4 a.m. like 3 hours about busy the whole night and stuff. So like 3 hour nap. So my body's still waking up and stuff. So energy. But yeah, that's what I wanted to bring across before the day started. As for anyone else who has not joined the Telegram group from the link that we provided, um, the Telegram group basically just serves as assisting you on how or which pairs to pay attention to for the week or for the day. As you will see, I'll be sending the analysis. So those will be, you will just select, maybe if I send like 8 pairs or I send 10 pairs, you don't have to load the robot on all the pairs. You can just select the number of pairs that will be suitable for your account balance. So if your account balance is low, you can just take like 2 or 4 pairs. You have a more healthy balance, you can then take like all 10 if you want to, but it's not recommended to take all. Always just like take half or like take 6. Don't take like all of them, and then just load the robot on those ones and then leave it there for the day or for the week. But if you want to use your own, you can always do that and just use what you prefer to trade, just trade those ones. But just to meet you halfway, we do the analysis maybe mostly on Sundays for the week, and then we'll send it on the Telegram channel. Then you will then select for yourself which pairs you want to load the robot on from those pairs. If you have some of the pairs on your market watch, so you can just take them and then use those pairs to load the robot on those. But if we pick up any change in the market sometime during the week, then we will do another analysis to accommodate that and send it on the group so that you can also have an idea of what to expect from the market or what the market might do. This way, even if you did not take any lessons on Forex, you will also be learning how to analyze the market and how to look at the market through those analyses, which most of them or some of them will be done live together with the people on the channel, so they can also see how we look at the market, how we analyze the market. Because how we analyze the market, how we normally trade when we're trading manually, is the same way the robot trades, because it's the same strategy. It was just automated. Okay. This way you'll be able to learn how we trade by just watching those analyses and stuff. As I say, sometimes the analysis will be done live with everyone on the channel, so that everyone can then see how we do everything or how we analyze, so that when you want to select pairs for yourself for that week, you can be able to do so without waiting for us to send the charts or the analysis on the channel. So that's why some of the analysis will be done live, so that you can also get an idea how to select pairs to pay attention to that week. Yeah, that will be all for now. As I said, if you have a question, um, you can always ask. Available to answer. Um, yeah, I do apologize again for the energy. It only took like a 3 hour nap. I'm still a bit sleepy, but I had to wake up. I had some stuff to do. So yeah, that will be all for now. If you have a question, you can always let me know. Um, hopefully the sound is good from my energy. I will try to load this on YouTube. So if you want to rewatch this or you want to go through it again, you can always just find it there on the channel. So yeah, that will be all, guys. Thank you.